like it.
Are those new underwear? That's nice.
No, they're old, but thanks for noticing. Bob's are once in a lifetime.
I love that.
This video and all content is made possible by our Patreon subscribers. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf. Thank you for your ongoing support. And if you would like your own From North to Wharf merchandise, head to fromnorthtowharf.threadless.com.
Does Hestia know you?
Oh yeah, clearly, we're on a wrong name basis.
And now we're here, and there aren't any monkeys being friends with lions!
Okay, no one said for sure there'd be monkeys, honey.
I'm not gonna arrest the moose.
He's a good boy! He's a good boy!
Being your muse no longer amuses me. It's pretty good, you can use that. But that's it. I'm done with your show.
From the Great North to Wonder Wharf. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I am JB.
And we're back. We got some brand new episodes to discuss. We have one episode of Bob's, 2 episodes of the Great North, and 1 episode of Universal Basic Guys. Hey, Abby. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, not much in the way of news to discuss as far as like brand new information going on.
No, not at all.
We have the premiere, season 15 premiere next week, the 29th. The one little bit that seems to might have been overlooked by a lot of folks is the Writers Guild of America West has updated their website to show a season 16 now.
I know you saw that and found it and brought it out.
Credit where credit's due. I believe Homer fan hipped us to it. Yeah. But I saw other folks saying, "Oh, it says 16, but it doesn't say 17." My theory behind that being they're not writing season 17 yet, so there's no writers to be credited for season 17, so they wouldn't list it.
And most of the time it's staggered. Usually we'll hear 16s first, and then like usually midway through the season they'll be like, "Oh, we've been renewed."
Yeah, but I am between Lauren Bouchard liking our tweet saying that season 16 is happening and the WGAW website being updated, it's fairly safe to assume season 16's a go. Season 17
about that too.
Yeah, season 17 not far behind it. So everybody can calm down. Bob's ain't going nowhere. That returns next week. Great North returns in January. I still don't know what's going on with Crapopolis or Grimsburg.
Yeah, I haven't heard we know that Crap got 3 seasons, so we know that's a thing.
Yeah, just not sure if they're coming in January or what's going on with that. Because you got to figure Animation Domination as far as next week when it starts is Simpsons, Basic, Universal Basic Guys, Bob's Burgers, and I don't know what the 4th is. My guess is Crapopolis.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah, but I honestly have no idea. We'll find out when the schedule's released next week. And when we know, we'll post it like we do every Monday. We post the Animation Domination schedules on our page, so you all know when.
Yep.
Saw a couple of folks curious as to why Animation Domination is starting late this coming Sunday. And that's because Fox is debuting a new show at the 8 p.m. slot, which is an hour long.
Football, yeah.
Huh?
They usually do that.
They do what?
They usually do that kind of stuff where they have like the 1 hour show. They do it like after the Super Bowl. They do it at other times too.
Yeah. So, yeah, Fox is debuting a new show. Why they're doing it, on a Sunday. I have no idea, but I mean, it makes sense coming out of football. People are going to want to see things. So
Exactly.
it makes sense. Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come where animation domination is just squeezed into 1 hour now, but I highly doubt that's going to be a thing. Let's see. Hulu always says Grimsboro returns in 2025, and that's the only thing keeping me from going. Ah, fair enough. I haven't seen anything in Crapopolis, mainly because I haven't rewatched any of Crapopolis to see if they have that title card as well. I assume we could just ask Peter.
Peter probably knows. I know he's
he
pushing his new show that's with Zack Schneider, the Greek God show that looks really good.
Yeah, which is weird because if the new shows are premiering next week, I haven't heard anything about Crapopolis season 2. So I don't know if anybody can hit me to that. I'm going to do a quick search. Crapopolis season 2. I wonder if Futon.
It's probably in season 3.
No, it says season 2 episodes, September 29th, Ice Week. Okay, so I guess Crapopolis.
All right.
And also I saw a couple of folks asking on Hulu. It does say episode leaves in
I saw those
days.
tonight too.
Don't know what it's about. Don't know what it's about. I doubt the episodes are actually going anywhere.
No,
but don't know what that's about.
It could be something like Hulu gets them for 2 weeks, then Disney Plus just takes it from there. Because now Bob's and everything is on Disney Plus.
Not in the States.
I thought it was. I thought I saw it actually today.
That's a Hulu tab on Disney Plus, but it's still Hulu.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm not quite sure why it's saying leaving soon. But I guess we'll find out in 13 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, the Toddland Luis hoodies with the ears, those are shipping out first week in October. Todd finally got those in hand and gave the approval.
And then I did see that Joel Cowhar liked it. So if Joel likes it, it's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, we haven't been able to see the hoodie itself, but I mean, we've seen the ears, and the ears are dope. So I assume the hoodie didn't.
He was adamant that the hoodie needed to have pretty much the same ears because the ears work so well.
Hulu has that often. They usually don't take anything out. Yeah, that's what we figured out. It's just weird that it's there in general.
Agreed.
But beyond that, no real solid concrete news to discuss. We're just gearing up for season 15.
Yeah,
next week.
Pretty much just the only thing that's been released wise is the Funko, but you have it, the little mini.
Oh yeah.
I think Adam just got his. I was gonna pick up one in a little bit.
I completely forgot about that thing. I put it up and just forgot about it.
It happens.
It's I don't know. If I'm being completely honest, I bought it because it's Bob's, but if it wasn't, I would not give it a second glance. There's other IPs that have it, like The Simpsons, and I would never waste my money on that.
I know we talked about, we thought it would be cooler if it came with like the storefront insert, like the window was actually like Christmas or Halloween themed. Like just stuff like that could be fun, but
it would have been cool if it wasn't this big.
That too. We did say that. We kind of wanted a real, like a big Funko version of the restaurant, and then you could buy the little figures to put in front. I think that could have been fun.
Could have, but these are essentially, I mean, they'd make good Christmas ornaments.
Agreed. Yeah, they look like they're about that size.
But as far as figures go, I mean, this is Funko, and this is just my opinion. This is just Funko popping out more shit that they know folks will buy, but not putting any kind of effort or thought or consideration into their new products. But that's just me.
Kind of don't disagree with you.
Yeah. What about you? Anybody in the chat? Do you have the figure? What do you think? Are you on board with it? Or are you on board because it's new Bob stuff? Or are you on board with it because you actually like it? Or do you think it's garbage? Let us know.
And did anyone get the new calendars?
Yes,
July-ish, like last week of July, I think they came out. But
yep, those both the daily and the monthly calendars are out in stores now. We may or may not be running a contest. Who knows? But yeah, stay tuned for that. I think that's all the news that's fit to print, unless you got something else.
No, not really.
Mm.
Nothing I can think of really. I finished the collection of the comics. I'll probably do a video of those. Just they're nothing cool like yours, but there are some variants and stuff in there. And it did take a while, but I did get them all finally.
Yeah, I've completely slowed down on that endeavor. I do need to pick it up, but I mean, it's the holiday season and shit is just things are just so expensive. I gotta buy plane tickets. I gotta buy Christmas presents. So
do you still need me to grab that one from the gallery that's in town?
Do they have them?
I don't know. If you reach out, let me know.
You're in town. Why don't you just go look?
I can go look. It's fine.
I guarantee you it's a shorter drive for you, and plus they never check their messages.
All right.
That being said, let's get into the new episode, shall we?
Oh. Yes.
Krabby Caddy, I got the mini Bob at the Florida Mall solely because it was Bob's merch. Yeah, fair enough. Krabby Caddy, okay, that's where I got mine too, at the Florida Mall right there in Orlando. Dope.
For some reason, you are muted, sir. There you go. You're muted for a minute.
I hated driving to Orlando, but I was already down there. But I mean, yeah, whatever. But yeah, new episodes. Which one do you want to discuss first?
Well, I think we should first start off with our sponsors. Today's episode is being sponsored by Eureka Soaps and Perfumes, located on Ocean Avenue, with a plethora of great smells and scents. Anyone's a smart person who can smell good, so be sure to check them out before they're gone. Eureka.
Yeah, you want to smell like crap? No.
I'm sure they'll have a going out of business sale by next week, so you should check it out.
Hopefully not, because we need to cash our check first.
That's true.
Have you guys come out with the Abby shirts yet? Yeah, I came out with those a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we sold, I think, more of those than mine. I'm very upset, but it's fine.
We've sold one of Abby shirts. And she's already outsold all of us.
She has.
But a shout out to JZG Mama who bought the
Team Abby shirt.
But yes,
Team Burn Unit.
Hello. If you head to from north to wharf.threadless.com, the Abby Burn Unit team shirt is up there for purchase.
I guess that is something. We are working on Halloween shirts. So.
We are. I think we have 2 solid designs now. Those will be announced. Are we doing it the first day of fall?
I think we're going to try to, yeah.
God, that's next week.
I know. I'm trying to finish the last one up, too. I'm trying to do one more.
The designs are really cool. There's a very clear distinction as to whose designs are what. JB's are very cute Halloween fall, and I am leaning more towards the classic spooky, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
More horror themed, and not as cutesy. But
I love that Abby forgot to order her own shirt. That's good.
Wow, Abby! I gave you the code and everything. Wow.
Bringing out the burn unit.
Wow. But yeah, look out for those. Probably released next week.
Yeah.
And then should be good. And we come October, we have a bunch of spooky things going on as far as North to Wharf goes. You'll notice there'll be a new background. There'll be some Halloween themed videos over on the YouTube, which we are stepping our game up, trying to at least. And if you haven't already, you're clearly watching this on YouTube. JB's tier list is out. Mm-hmm. My tier list is out. Go ahead and watch those. See if you agree with them. I saw that a lot of folks agreed with JB's tier listing.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, give those a watch. Telling me the code doesn't expire is giving me permission to progress. Hey, fair enough. At least you listen to me about that. We need to get some Abby shirts. Yes, yeah. And for those curious, the Abby Burn Unit comes in stickers. It comes in pins. It comes in shirts, hoodies, anything that Threadless sells. There is a Team Abby Burn Unit. Yeah, you can get it.
You can get it.
Halloween episodes soon, hopefully. I can tell you right off the bat, JB has his tier list ready to go. and I'm sure some folks are seeing others posted on Instagram already. It's
Oh, you mean the
September.
episode list? Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
the episode
ours.
list.
Yeah, we've had it done for
Yeah,
a while. It's not season yet.
JB had it the first week in September ready to go, and I was like, hey, hold on. These people are already blowing their load, and it's not October yet. They're going to end up reposting these because people are going to forget about it. So you need to strike at the right time. That's October.
I was on the PS like pumpkin spice schedule. Mike is on like let's wait till fall actually starts schedule, and I'm like, I get it. You're right. People will forget.
I will say I do have my Halloween stuff up here, but as far as calendar wise, I think it needs to go October. Otherwise, we're going to blow our load, and we're going to have to come up with so much more Halloween content if we throw that out.
Right I know, away. Abby. I'm not thrilled with the terminology either that he uses, but
sorry. Let's see. Posting Halloween stuff in September would be like posting a 9/11 memorial in May. Is that better? Is that what we wanted? Because that's what
I was just gonna say like Michael's already has Christmas stuff up, so it's a little early.
Hobby Lobby does too. Hobby Lobby has their Thanksgiving and their Christmas stuff up now, but they're a whole thing about.
Yeah,
they're all about their saving.
New episodes.
Hey.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, much like you, is on a pumpkin spice schedule. Maybe any other direction. There's no direction. I mean, it's just straightforward. New episodes. I have the synopsis.
I got the titles too. You want to do Universal Basic, guys? I don't have the synopsis, but if you have that, we can probably.
I got them all right here. Universal Basic, guys. Episode 106, which means obviously they're showing out of order. Sunset Cruise. When David, Andrea, Mark, and Tammy go on a cruise together, David and Andrea unexpectedly rekindle their romance. Mark's preoccupation with reeling in a big fish outcompetes Steve leads him Del Vecchio. Okay, so I would say I thought that's what it was. I tried to remember, but Del Vecchio leads to him catching a whale that jeopardizes the safety of the entire cruise. Meanwhile, Hank goes on a date with a mermaid that goes awry when she reveals her distaste for hot dogs, and then hilarity ensues. Universal Basic, guys. JB, go.
I liked this episode a little bit better than the first one. I will say that. I still find myself liking Hank more than I like Mark. I think Mark's kind of obnoxious and annoying a lot. Mm-hmm. Almost like almost like just a not lovable Peter Griffin. And like at least Peter's funny in a lot of ways, and like he's not the smartest guy on the block, but he has a thing and it's fun. But Mark, I haven't found it yet. I kind of just find him to be really annoying and just kind of obnoxious and just very insecure about himself, in not a lovable way like Bob and other characters. So I don't know. I had a hard time with Mark. The plot was funny with the whale. It's good enough. It works. But also like he just like has to ruin everything. And that seems to be the bit, is he ruins everything and everyone just has to deal with Mark. I liked the character, Hank's whole thing. I think that was funny. The whole hot dog thing, I was like, that's a little much. But we are just having mermaids and people show up, so it's not based in reality. Yeah. And yeah, it's a show.
Abby says, I simply will not watch it. You got to hear me out, Abby. I was in the same boat. I saw the trailer and I was like, absolutely not. This does nothing for me. I can see where this is going, and it's just not for me. I will say, give it a chance. We're 2 episodes in, and I can honestly say the things that I was calling out, I was like, oh, this is just we're rallying against woke culture or whatnot. I haven't seen any of that just yet in the first 2 episodes.
No, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I would say if you check out the first 2 episodes or one of them, it'll at least give you a sense of where the humor is and the animation style. There's nothing to turn you off. As far as I can tell, there's nothing to turn anybody off as far as the humor goes. That may come in later episodes. But as far as right now, I think the first 2 episodes are at least a good dipping your toe in the water to see, do I at least like the humor? Do I at least like the animation style? Because both of those are very different from any of the other.
Yes, they are vastly different.
Yeah, Abby. At least give one episode. If I had to choose which one, I would say maybe this one.
Yeah, this is better by far.
The Sunset Cruise one. I watching this, it seems like Mark. Wait, who's Mark. Mark, yeah, right? Yeah, Mark. He seems to fall under the same umbrella as like a Peter Griffin or a Stan Smith, is like the husband who screws everything up and at the end learns a lesson, and then the wife kind of like, oh, shucks him. Again, 2 episodes in. The first one, he got a monkey instead of a dog. This one, he's fishing on a boat during
date night, essentially.
Yeah. It's hard because I didn't hate the episode. I didn't love the episode. It was.
I thought it was just fine.
It was just there. If we're doing our classic list, it wasn't overdone and dry. It was just like a rare.
Yeah.
I'm hoping things kind of ew. I don't know what ew. It's the. I will say that I do enjoy the opening credits, their little song.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Okay.
I do have a soft spot for the Philly accent. I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Same.
This kind of seems to be a cartoon version of that, but the characters aren't as lovable.
Which is to say a lot.
Yeah, which is it's weird. I need to see more. It's only been 2 episodes, but I just need to see more. I'll give it a full season run before I say yay or nay on it. This isn't housebroken, which I didn't like off the bat. I'll be honest. So I'm inclined to give it a shot. But I would say at the very least, for anyone who is on the fence or completely against it, at least give one of these episodes a watch, preferably episode 2. Just to see if it's something you may want to check out. But nothing so far has turned me off, or nothing has screamed to me like, oh, we're going against woke culture. That may come later. I can see that coming later. But so far, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. So far, Gene Belcher's kind of nailing some of the points about Mark that I don't really care for too much. I think it's just because it's so different in a lot of ways. Like, at least Peter and Stan, at the end of the day, try to do things to try to make Lois and like try to make them happy, their wives. Mark, I think, has a hard time basically just acknowledging that he messes up and that his little ego gets in the way of most of things. And I think for her, that's just kind of like, it's endearing. It's just who he is. She knows he cares. It's just that he's so... And maybe it's because he lost his job. Maybe we haven't got to that point yet. But
and are they receiving $3,000 a month, or is that just like a single check?
I think it's just a month.
Okay.
I think that's like the ongoing. I thought that would be the bit. Is like he bought the fishing rod with the check for that month, and it's like every month, like every episode is just them buying something ridiculous.
God, $3,000 ain't a lot.
No.
Trying to do the quick back of the napkin math. I mean, the $3,000 a month. I assume that's post taxes. You're looking at roughly what, 100,000 plus annual salary. How do they live off that?
In Philly, I don't
know. In Philly, I have no idea. The Belchers probably make less than that though. So, Cello says all I hear is Luis yelling, "Overdone and dry, overdone and dry." Yeah, I mean, like you said, give a single episode a watch. That's all I can say. Again, I can't say it's going to get better, but at the very least, at least you get in on the ground floor before things may take a turn towards the worst. That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Krabby Cabby, we missed Central Park too. We were hoping it would get picked up, but it's more of a scheduling thing.
And a money thing.
It's money, scheduling. I mean, all those people are just doing so much. And it costs a lot to make a show that looks that good.
and with that cast.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody watched it when it was on.
Well,
You can watch it now, but that suffered from being on a single streaming service. Yeah. But yeah, Central Park was great. Loved it. I love it. Still love it. It's so good.
Still some great songs. I mean, it's good.
Yeah. But I think I know a lot of folks are curious, like, oh, will it get picked up by another service? I think that time is come and gone.
Yeah.
It's on network 6 people use.
Yeah, the 6th service.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on a network that 6 people use. Yeah, the problem, they also don't advertise it. I mean,
no. We heard about that is when the commercial for animation on Apple came out, that literally Josh Gad called and was just like, why are we not on it?
Yeah.
Like, what did we do to upset Apple? And it's like nothing.
It ain't like Apple's got a lot of, they ain't got a lot of animation to fucking advertise.
No, they showed a bunch of Peanuts and like one other thing. And it's just like, you have Central Park. And like,
but again, I mean, nobody was advertising it though. Like, we did our part. Like, we could only say so much. It ain't like
we even made shirts because there's no merch. We made shirts for Central Park.
I think after the first season, they just didn't care. Yeah, they cared enough to give them 2 more seasons.
I mean, Aaron literally drew up Fistapuffs. Mario helped animate Fistapuffs. Like, a lot of Maggie colored all the backgrounds, and like we've had people who've worked on the show do interviews, and they like loved the show.
To be fair, no one knew that Apple had a streaming service. Oh no, they did. Everybody knows Ted Lasso.
Yeah, season 4. Woo!
Yeah, we're getting a season 4
against their will, it seems, but they're back.
And against nobody's will. Nobody's forcing them to come back.
Seinfeld money thrown around. You start.
Yeah, that irritates me so much. People are like, oh man, they're making them come back. Like, no, they're not. They're just backing up a Brinks truck to their door and saying, hey, we'll pay you this to come back.
I mean, literally, Harrison Ford talked about that. What made you do Star Wars again? It's just like, I don't know, the big check.
The money.
that showed up.
The money. Even Michael Keaton was like, he did that Batgirl movie, and he was like, yeah, I don't care if it got thrown away or not. I got paid. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to, Aaron, because it's such a good show. It's so fun, but even if it was just taking it, like if it was like in that universe, if they can't get all the cast back, but they could do like a different family in New York and use Central Park as the backdrop, that would be so fun.
If I'm being honest, with that cast and the people who are in it, I'm surprised it went 3 seasons.
Agreed. I mean, they're competing with Hamilton. At the time, that's when it was coming out, and like Hamilton was big. Like, I mean, Leslie Odom was doing Christmas albums and other plays. David is literally doing like Snowpiercer and other shows. Emmy's doing
Josh Gad is everything Disney,
and Andrew Rannells literally is doing the Gutenberg. Like, they were busy doing a bunch, and then Tucci lives in Italy doing his cooking show.
I'm glad that we got the seasons we got.
The songs were great.
I don't think we're going to get a physical release of the album, but
sucks.
No, I think that was a fun little flash of greatness that we got that unfortunately fell on the wrong network and got screwed because of it.
Gene, excellent. So Central Park reminds me of a mix of classic Bob's humor with the heart of newer episodes. Yeah, essentially that's what it was.
I agree. God, it makes me want to go back and watch the show. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
I might have to do that. Let's do these. Let's move on.
Let's move on. We have 2 Great North episodes and 1 Bob's episode. You just want to do the Bob's and end on Great North?
We could do that if you want. I mean, Great North, I think one of those episodes stole it. Like, it's so good.
Now, I'll ask you about that. I am curious, and you can think on this, and you don't have to answer right now. Is that clouded by the fact that we saw one of the episodes months ago, and it wasn't brand new?
I liked them both really, really well. Like, I really think this is I don't know if the Great North took this week or not. Like, it's really good. Like, those 2 episodes are really solid. And if that was the end of season 1 for them for 14, that last one with ice fishing, that was a solid ending season episode.
I was say I am curious as to what I mean. That is episode 418. So maybe it was the original plan. We should definitely ask folks around which was the original plan season finale. So
yes, does anyone know?
Abby, I still haven't gotten to watch it, but it sounds great. Oh, Abby, you gotta let us know. We'll,
Abby, yeah.
Maybe we'll have a watch party. We can do that over on Discord. So
we've talked about doing those. Those could be fun.
Yeah, we've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, don't tell anybody about that. Shh.
Just bring in a big bucket of golf balls and like, here's a little taste.
Yeah, you get the rest later, but don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
But yeah, maybe if folks are interested, maybe we'll host a watch party of a couple episodes. Last episode of season 3.
Yeah.
No, last episode of season 4. We're trying to figure out what the original
one was supposed to be.
Season finale had things gone according to schedule.
Oh crap!
And same for Bob's.
This season's great. Season 4 was so good for the Great North.
I agree. These last couple episodes, we got a lot more of Judy too, which is great because I know earlier in the season we didn't have a lot of Judy, so it's always great to get more Judy. Bob's Burgers, the right tough stuff.
The right tough stuff.
When Gail tells the family she's sending in an audition tape to be on the Tough Stuff Island, Linda is determined to make her tape boring to save her from being humiliated on a rejection reel. Bob struggles with his new electric grinder, while the kids secretly attempt to make Gail's tape more interesting in the all-new Right Tough Stuff. We saw animatics from this episode at Comic-Con.
Yep, we did.
Of the part where she was doing the step-ups at the park. And that little bit was pretty funny to us. So seeing the full episode, let me get you. What did you think of this episode?
I feel like this episode, until pretty much the last commercial break to the end, really is when it took off.
Okay.
I feel like it kind of just had a regular pace, not much was going on. It felt just kind of like what was the yurt episode where she is doing the art camp. It felt like that in a lot of ways. And then once the kids got more involved, no, we're doing the bridge thing. That's when I feel like the episode kind of took off and actually had a really good lesson, a really good thing, and Bob had his speech. I think it ended up being really good. I think it actually saved it because I was just kind of this is kind of average. That last bit really amped it up for me.
I enjoyed the episode. I didn't really care much for the B plot.
The grinder didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, it didn't do much for me. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just kind of there. Really enjoyed. Usually Gail's not one of my favorite characters. She's fine.
This was the right amount.
Yes, and it was the right version of Gail.
Yeah, the right version, right tone. We've talked about Gail can be really good if used correctly and not just over the top.
Yeah.
If you tame Gail and make it have a really good point and plot, Gail can deliver.
And I think this showed a version of Gail that, because clearly she was focused on this. So, I mean, when she's focused on something, she clearly wants to do it, and she's going to go out of her way to do it. And
she's very determined.
Yeah. So much so that she climbed a bridge.
I think Linda fragilizes her a lot.
Yeah, and it's nice. Oh, good.
No, I was just saying, and this episode highlighted that fact. A lot of times, the yurt episodes and stuff it just works out for Gail a little bit, and that's it. This really hit it. Linda was upset that she couldn't do the splits anymore, which is something she said she's been able to do since she was a kid. She went to a wedding, tried to do it in front of a bunch of people, and she failed. She's like, I'm getting old, Bob. We're all getting old. We're middle-aged. We can't do the things we used to do. We just have to accept that. Gail proved her wrong. It's no, if you really want to do something, you can do it. You just have to actually want to do it and accept that you can. And she proved Linda wrong. And I think this was a huge moment for Gail because Linda's fragilized her so much, and she's been fragilized for most of the show for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
But I think this actually gave Gail a little bit more of a W. She gets the win for this. She actually did the thing.
It also shows the kids have a level of respect for Gail that you didn't expect. They see her for what she can do as opposed to the crazy cat lady, childless cat lady, if you will.
Yes, yes.
You
enjoyed the art.
Yeah. Alex says it was an all right episode, a slow 3/4 until the fourth. Kind of agrees with you, JB, there. So it was an all right episode despite being a Gale episode. I thought the Bob's episode was okay, says Gene Belcher. Krabby Cabby says, I was so confused on why the B plot was the Hulu description this time around. Hulu just
I think the B plot basically connected to Bob's speech at the end when he was returning the grinder. I think the grinder was also the metaphor for like Bob does things the old way, and this is just how Bob is, and he doesn't like that he has all this extra time to do things. He really just wants to do things the way he knows and likes them. So the grinder was a symbol of that. Even though he was more efficient and did all these things, like, but it's not seasoned like we are as humans. We go through tough stuff, we work through it, and we get better because of it. So that was I think that was the whole angle of the B plot, was to get to that speech. But let me ask you guys this, and Mike too, like, if it wasn't the B plot of him buying this electric one and making Teddy see it, and that's pretty much it, I almost would have preferred if it was a Bob Teddy moment where like he shows him the grinder, is just like tells him he's using this electric one, he's not in love with it, and Teddy's just like, we could fix it. And like literally like Teddy and Bob fix the grinder together. And then it works even better than it did before. And Bob's like, him and Teddy have another connection moment. And also it's kind of like the metaphor, like you don't have to like buy something new. You can fix the old things. Just like we can be fixed. We can also get better.
I would have dug if, let's say the grinder broke and then they fixed it. Or if Teddy made him a grinder.
I think that could have all.
Yeah.
Or that Teddy, like, Linda gave him the grinder because, like, she's throwing it away. And literally Teddy, being the guy that he is, takes it and fixes it and brings it back. And it's just like, go ahead and open it, Bob. And it's literally just like the grinder. And he's like, you fixed it. And he's like, yeah, I fixed things. And it's just like a callback to that episode, but like, it could also be leading into that speech too, that he doesn't need the new thing.
It's how do I put this? Teddy treats Bob's excitement about the grinder the same way Bob treats Teddy about things he's excited about.
Yeah.
Like he's Teddy obviously doesn't really care. He's like, hey, a burger's a burger, Bob. Just give me the burger. Let's see. Aaron says, hold on, let me scroll up here. Cello says, I liked it, but definitely felt very usual. I gotta agree with JB. Gene says, I just miss when Bob's Burgers episodes had 8 different jokes happening a second, like the unnatural. It's crazy funny, but then modern ones are more, let's do something heartfelt. We got a little insight from Brian Husky as to why he thinks that is why the latest seasons have been like that. We'll get that here in a second. Aaron says she gave Linda a win too.
She did.
Yahoo says, yeah, why didn't Teddy fix the old one right away before coming up with the decision to get a new one? It's a plot device? I don't know. Abby says, I would have liked that. I assume what JB was discussing. And Krabby Cat says, JB for Bob's Burgers writer. There you go, JB. Write an episode.
Anytime.
Do a spec script. Do a spec script.
I don't think I could write it. I think I could write episodes maybe, but I don't feel confident in it. I'd rather be someone who's like in the writer's room just to pitch things. Like that. Like be like, I can't write the A plot, but I could be like, so that B plot, can we tweak it? Would you guys be open to thinking about this? Like, I'd rather do that.
So you're an editor, not a writer.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. And just be like, can we just attack this differently or look at, because we've done this before. We're like, I think we did it a while ago. Maybe we need to record it again with the new season. Is like we took 10 episodes. We're like, we could just tweak one bit about the episode and take like an episode that's like a rare or a medium. Well, could we do something to make it a little better just by adding something to it? And that was a lot of fun. I remember we had a lot to say about those things.
Abby says, I know a guy who could help you write a screenplay.
All right.
Who?
Down.
Who, Abby? Who do you know? Who do you gonna help us write a screenplay?
She's got people.
For what it's worth, I've been working on a spec script for like 2 or 3 years now. So
He has.
yeah, yeah. Fun episode. Love that Gail got a win. Love that she jumped off the bridge at the end. That was dope.
Yeah, that was cool that she also got put on. She actually get picked, but that was also huge. That she jumped off the bridge. They showed it in the thing, and she's like, "Oh, it's so bad you didn't get picked, Gail." And she's like, "Oh no, I was on TV. That's good enough."
That's enough. I missed the joke. What joke did we miss? Did you catch Abby's joke?
I know a guy. He could help you write a screenplay. Oh no, I got it now.
Explain it. Explain the joke like I'm stupid.
Someone who wrote a screenplay.
He's too busy working with Scorsese and
Yeah.
God, I am so curious as to what that little idiot's up to.
Oh man, no, we got the joke now, Abby. But
Yeah.
I thought this episode was pretty good. If you were gonna rate it on our scale,
I couldn't give it a medium well or a medium, but I'd probably go with like a medium rare. It was kind of like a happy medium rare, medium well in between.
yeah, I thought it teeters right on that line.
Yeah.
And if you look at IMDb with their ratings, that's where it's at too. It's like at an 8.2, 8.1. I think it's 8.2. So they have it kind of right in the middle of the pack because there's so many in that bracket that are really good episodes.
Before I saw the episode, if you had told me, oh, it's a Gale-centric episode, I'd be like, okay, maybe.
Because we've always said, like, if you can give Gail the right script and, like, because Meg Mullally is amazing at what she does with Gail. But if you can give her something that's, like, Gail's, like, a great plot point and also able to, like, move things along, like the Wheeling Mammoth episode, the skating rink. She does a great job in that episode.
Yeah.
She does so many good moments in like The Ring, but not scary. Like she can play that plot point that moves the story and can be funny. When sometimes she's too much.
Yes. Sorry, you went a little. She gave us one of the funniest jokes in the entirety of the series in this episode, where she's talking about her and Linda smoking meat. So confirmed that Linda and Gail are indeed they do partake. Which is fun because you could see it when she says it. She kind of catches herself and her eyes go wide. He's like, "Oh shit, how do I get out of this?" And she smokes meat. So yeah, good on the writers, good on the team. Fun episode.
She's into the blueberries.
But yeah, that wraps up season 14 as far as we know. Aaron, if you're still here, do you know what the original planned season finale was for season 14? Because from what we've been told, the finale that we got way back a couple months ago wasn't the original planned finale. So I was curious if you are privy to that information, and if so, tell us.
Privy, perhaps.
Tell us. That brings us to the double dosing of the Great North. Is that me coming through your end there?
I don't think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing double. Hearing double audio. Is that?
I haven't said anything, so you're hearing yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing myself. I'm just curious. Am I hearing it from your end?
I hope not. I don't know how you would be.
It still hasn't aired. Oh, interesting. No, because if it's playing through your speakers and then catching on the stream, then that's where I'm hearing it. It still hasn't aired. Okay. So then it got bumped to season 15, is what you're telling us.
Okay. We'll talk about this at another time. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but I'm interested.
Yeah. The Great North, Look Who's Squawking Adventure. The one that we almost inadvertently spoiled for everybody.
Yeah, sorry guys. We
didn't know.
We really had like a moment, and then it wasn't until pretty much near the end of us talking about it that I was just like, Mike, stop. like I know where this happened. We did see this. We need to stop talking about it.
It's funny because some of the animation goofs that we saw at Comic-Con were in the episode. So clearly we saw the finalized episode.
Yes, we did.
When the eagle Moon is pet sitting escapes, he enlists Beef and Wolf to go searching for it. Doesn't really enlist them, but they go to
No, they kind of voluntold themselves.
Yeah. Later on, Honeybee and Beef bond on an... Oh, okay, so I guess we're combining both episodes here. Later on, Honeybee and Beef go on an ice fishing trip and try to find a compromise between quiet fishing and fun games. Back-to-back episodes. Both episodes are all right, if not good.
I loved them both.
I loved them both.
I liked one more than the other, though.
Let's discuss the episodes, and then we'll say which one was better.
Yes.
Okay, so off the bat, JB and we both saw Look Who's Squawking Adventure at San Diego Comic-Con this year. If you were here last week, you saw the whole debacle of us talking about where did we see this? We definitely saw this. Where did we see this?
We actually thought it aired, but
yeah. So sorry, but I don't. And we didn't really spoil anything.
We really just took what they said on the big screen, like "Don't talk about this, don't tell anybody," to heart.
We just plain forgot about it. But yeah, watching it at Comic-Con and watching it now, my feelings haven't changed. I really enjoyed the episode. There was a animation gaffe when the family's walking through the forest and they come to the clearing. Right before you see the Sasquatch behind the truck, the guy who's driving the truck goes to lift his arms and he has two arms. He has two right arms.
Yeah.
It's probably like a split second, but it's there. Really enjoyed the episode. Hated Beef. But I understood where he was coming from. You don't want your little kid messing with wildlife.
I got that part, but no, I agree with you. He was a little too protective, a little too Linda in some way.
I think once Moon started showing that he knew what he was doing, or at least knew what he was talking about, maybe give him a little benefit of the doubt. But
especially after the whole story with the elk that Beef tells, where he tries to take a photograph and Moon literally breaks it down like, when were you doing that? By the fair time, it's in August, which means it's mating season. You didn't take enough caution. You actually were in the wrong. You should have been better about that. You should have researched. And it's like, he does know his stuff, Beef. Come on. You got to give him at least some ability.
Yeah. But at the same time, I get it. Kid's probably like 9 or 10. Like, you don't need to be messing with eagles.
It's like Louise with an eagle. It's a horrifying thought.
Yeah. Let's see. Cello says, do we remember season 3? The kids are working on the blueberry farm. Yeah, no, there's definitely a pot smoking family. And I effing loved both Great North episodes.
Yep, same.
Now that we can freely talk about the episode, JB, how do you feel about Look Who's Squawking Adventure?
I think Look Who's Squawking was a great way. I think there's been quite a few episodes this season in particular where Wolf and Beef have been together, and Wolf has been the voice of reason. I think they're dialing him back a little bit from being kind of like how he wasn't with like Tuss Johnson Adventures and stuff like that, where he just wants to be accepted and will do anything. I think he's kind of coming into his own, and we both like Forte, so I love that he's kind of doing this. He's the right voice for it, and it just works. His jokes are always zinging and great. He is the gene of this show in a lot of ways. I like this whole plot of just like, sometimes you gotta let your kids do things to show you they can. You can't protect them all the time. And in this sense, Moon knew better. And he was definitely trying to help his dad not get his butt crack bitten off, as he says. So he's trying his best, but Beef's just overprotective, and maybe that is that part of like he was a single parent and letting it go.
Plus, in like the very first episode, we had the sexy moose.
Yes.
Trampling through, so he's a little wary on and all the stuff that Moon that we saw in the flashbacks. We saw Moon with the cubs, the XYZ.
Oh, so, yeah, all that. Yeah, that's a little that would be horrifying as a parent to walk in and see your kid with a whole pack of wolves, cubs, the bear. Out
of the two plot lines, which one did you enjoy more?
Let's see. The B plot for Look Who's Squawking was The Final Destination. I enjoyed that. I almost thought that could be its own. We talked about that too. Like the B plot and the A plot here were both really good.
Yeah, it was essentially two A plots.
Essentially, yeah. I think I'm cool with the Final Destination. Although we did bring up there is one bit that was not addressed in that, and
It
that
was
the,
mentioned.
yes, which is not
It
good
was
enough. We're in
only
Alaska, which is a
mentioned.
huge logging area. Like
Yeah.
it should have been there.
Yeah, the fact that it was just mentioned and not shown is a travesty.
I almost thought it could be a throwaway thing, like in front of the mall, like there's a truck with lumber just parked there, and he almost walks into it going like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta look. And like Honeybee just be like, get your ass out of here.
Something. So missed opportunity there. But yeah, definitely the Final Destination bit subplot was
solid.
Loved it. Loved it. Cello says, I didn't hate Beef, but I was like, dude, your son clearly knows what he's doing and how to handle it. Yet he's 10, but still he knows. Yeah, it's one of those, you don't want your kid to get his eyes scratched out by an eagle, but if he knows what he's talking about, at least
you kind of have to
yeah, take like 10 steps back. That way, if things go sideways, you can still grab them.
At least, like have a protective measure in place, which is like, I'm going to allow you to do these things, but I'm going to also be there to like observe and supervise kind of thing.
Yeah. So all in all, I thought it was a solid episode. I have no complaints about it. All around, just it probably one of my favorite episodes from the season.
Same.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I was really stoked when we got to see it. I thought it was. I'm slowly learning that everything or a majority of what we saw was the remaining episodes from season 14 and season 4. So we didn't really see much from 5 and 15. But we did see a little though. We saw the Christmas episode. Saw bits of the Christmas episode.
It's good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it so we can talk about it.
Yeah, maybe. Am I the Ice Hole Adventure? This is the one where Honeybee and Beef go. Well, Honeybee is missing her father. She looks to Beef as her father-in-law, surrogate father, to hang out and kind of have that bond that she misses with her own dad. And so she goes ice fishing with him. Unfortunately, Beef takes ice fishing very seriously. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to do anything.
Nothing.
So yeah. And then the B plot is.
Oh, I loved this B plot. This could have been another A plot.
Honestly. What was the B plot again?
It's the skeleton stealing.
Oh, the skeleton stealing. Yes. Thoughts on the episode?
I really feel like the skeleton was the A plot. It was good. I thought it was hysterical. It was its own like whodunit. We've seen Bob do it, but this one was done really well, and Ham did it his way, which I thought was great. He actually didn't break any rules, which is a total Ham Tobin thing to do. And just hearing him tell his plan out loud is totally just wonderful. Just that Paul, like how Russ delivers it is so good. And just this whole like, I didn't spill soup. I spilled lukewarm water on myself because I'm smarter than that. And just, it was great. I loved it. This episode for me had a great message on both ends that like, again, you got to let Ham do his thing and you can't worry about him. They were all trying to protect him. Like, oh, he's too fragile to do this. He's never going to be part of this legacy. And really like he made his own legacy.
Let's see. Cello says, I really loved Aunt Dirt in this one. Her one-liners were awesome.
Both episodes were good with the one-liners.
Skeleton Heist was good. The Ice Hole plot was all right up to the moment Honeybee enters the mine and also breaking down the fourth act by missing her dad.
I think that was crucial, though.
Yeah, I mean,
she moved from Fresno to Alaska. She only sees her parents like once or twice a year. It's hard for her. She lived with them. She lived with her parents, and she's having a rough time. She's got Jerry, but
still. The only part of the episode that I kind of just didn't roll my eyes, it didn't do anything for me was the void part. It reminded me too much of the Ice Storm episode.
Yeah, the Ice Storm episode and the Shrimp Pimp, but Shrimp Pimp, it was done well. This, it didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it seemed like you could have taken that out of the episode and it would have been fine. But I do like her kind of having her own emotional moment with Beef and Beef kind of confiding in her that like, hey, I'm kind of disappointed that nobody else really likes this thing that I do either. So maybe
I think that was big. Well, I think that was big for him. Like, he
Mhm.
doesn't really... He's been doing that more this season with opening up.
Mhm.
But I think he was just like, yeah, like, at this point, I'm going to come up here by myself. And that's kind of even more lonelier than sitting at least across from somebody. And I like that he loosened up. That he was
Mhm.
like, we're going to just do it this way now. Like, yeah, hand me a 4 logo. Let's have fun with this.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that was him realizing that, hey, if I want people to enjoy this with me, I need to enjoy this with other people,
Yep.
and kind of meeting them halfway. And I think he, I think he enjoys being with Honeybee. Like, he doesn't mind that it's Honeybee and not his kids. I think he
Yeah, I
legit
think so.
enjoys hanging with Honeybee.
I think he sees her as the next person in line, like as a Tobin, essentially. And that
Mhm.
is kind of really sweet in a lot of
Mhm.
ways. Like, he made the mixtape, they drove there. I think they could have avoided the void by just having it be in silence and her in her thoughts and just being like
Mhm.
hearing the dripping and like the ice slushing back and forth real slow and just like the heater like clicking and just being like, this isn't driving fucking crazy. And just like
Mhm.
eventually just be like, I can't do this. It's like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Personally, I didn't have to see the void. I get why they did it. Gives them a bit to do with the monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was that was a good episode. If I had my choice, and we'll get into your thing here because I'm sure you got a lot to say about it. I'm giving the nod to Look Who's Squawking Adventure as far as the episodes I
Mhm.
dig more. But what about you?
I dug that one more as well. The ice hole I liked for the overall. I thought it was fun and great in a lot of ways. I
Mhm.
preferred the skeleton plot though. I think that was fun and I enjoyed that like heisty kind of vibe with it.
Mhm.
I did. Chella brought up a great point. Honeybee's lines were just so good in both episodes.
Mhm.
And you got to give props to Dulce for doing that. And she did win her Emmy, so good on her for doing that last night.
Honeybee is a funny character to me sometimes, and Dulce, as an actress. Sometimes the lines that she says seemed forced. Like, it sometimes her lines don't flow, or at least in my mind or in my ear, don't flow as naturally as some of the other characters. But here, like, even the emotional stuff, like, seemed like it flowed very well. It seemed
Yeah.
genuine. It seemed like
I
this was
almost wonder
her
if they
kind
kind
of,
of let them do it. Like,
yeah, it was her like living through the character at that point.
because her voice went up.
Mhm.
And she, like, we saw it at Comic Con. She's like, I actually have to work myself to get to Honeybee's voice because it's a lot higher than my
Yeah.
voice is.
Yeah.
So she really had to like work it to get up to that place. She's like, I don't like this at all. And like went real like, and I do wonder if Aaron did some of those hand gestures because it's a little more animated. But like, she did have to go there, and I think us seeing her at Comic Con and seeing her do jokes while they're doing the panel, you can kind of tell when things seem a little bit forced or when it's more loose like her.
Mhm. Chella says it also felt like Fran versus Luis, Jean, and Tina, which I love seeing. Moon, Judy, Ham, and Wolf kind of all against the teachers. Very much felt like the kids versus Fran. I could see that. I could see
I
that.
also think this season in particular has done a great job with Honeybee and Wolf being with the kids, showing that it
Yeah.
doesn't always have to be beef. And I almost wonder if this is. I know we have been told it's not a thing, but that at some point we may be moving towards them having a kid.
Aaron says, nope. Last North episode he worked on was Judy
Oh
driving.
yeah, we called Judy driving. Yeah, I remember that last time.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's fun because this season we're getting different pairings that I thought were really fun. We're getting more of Beef stepping out into the romantic world. Even though seeing the episodes out of order kind of threw a monkey wrench and all that. It's to seeing Beef with women, all of a sudden he's not, and he's doing a naked puzzle of his wife, and I don't know. So that was a little weird, but that's just studio.
Enough said.
Yeah. All in all, solid episode, solid way to end out season 14. That was all the episodes we're getting until January.
I know.
But we do get new Bobs, and according to Lauren Bashar, we're getting 13 weeks of new Bobs, which brings us to January.
Yeah, we won't be able to do trivia or interviews pretty much until then, guys. So it's going to be a while because
nothing but episode talks.
we're doing an hour of episode talks, and we're gonna get episode after episode after episodes. So yeah, plus with the holiday tier lists and episodes with those, yeah.
Maybe we'll try to squeeze in a special holiday trivia.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year, maybe like a midweek thing. But yeah, things are finally picking up. We waited long enough. We're ready for new episodes, so I'm excited. Yeah, that's it as far as episodes go. Anything else you'd like to discuss as we kind of wrap things down here?
Not particularly. We're going to be working on those holiday tier lists. Those are going to go up when we're able to for YouTube. Probably work on the Halloween ones and Thanksgivings and our Christmases. So accordingly, and as well as our episode lists. Probably 21st of September we'll drop our Halloween, and then we'll kind of do that same kind of order. October, like once Halloween's over, you'll get Thanksgiving episode drop, and then right after Thanksgiving you'll get the Christmas episode list drop.
Are we doing New York Comic Con? No.
No, not this time.
Don't. Yeah. When is it? It's the end of September, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's right around my anniversary. So that's a no-go for me. So
mine's also, yeah.
One of these days you'd like to. Yeah, one of these days.
That one might actually be a little bit easier to get spouses to go.
Oh, no. Me and my wife hate New York.
Oh. Lauren's
hate New York.
She likes it for the most part, but I don't know if it'd be great with Coco, so.
Yeah,
At least not at this age.
Unless I have to, I will never step foot in New York City. I hate it so much.
It's fair enough. But yeah, we've been trying to figure out how to get to like hang out with some of the East Coast people that we've hung out with.
Aaron, next year Dragon Con down in Atlanta. If you want to come down, if you ever want to find yourself in Atlanta, Labor Day weekend. At the very least, I'll be there doing North to Wharf. JB hopefully can get a ticket to come on down for the day.
Or if you want to tell us when Bob does their season premiere party, we could just show up and say we're Aaron's guests.
Aaron lives on the East Coast.
He's coming in too. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe.
Oh, you broke up there, so I didn't catch a thing you said there. You broke up. But yeah, also be on the lookout for non-tier holiday videos over on our YouTube. I will be unboxing the recipe cards, which is just a smaller version of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Once that's unboxed, I will be filming a follow-up where I cook one of the burgers. So that should be fun. And then, yeah, beyond that, like
I'm going to try my hand at season tier list trivia as well. So it'll be like a question or two from each season premiere. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Beyond that, I don't know if anybody in the chat has anything else. I think that's going to kind of wrap it up for us here. Next week, again, we have the Tina table. The tables have Tina, the season 15 premiere of Bob's Burgers. We'll have Universal Basic Guys, I assume. We'll have Crapopolis. Actually, that's 2 weeks from now. Next week, we have what do we have next week? Well, I have the schedule right here. Next week, we just
Basic Guys.
Just Universal Basic Guys, and then
because they're doing that 1 hour show, I think.
Bob's Burgers to catch a beef. This is the Bosco episode.
Yeah.
And then the guy he's trying to catch is played by what's his name? The guy from The Bear.
Yeah. The guy who's basically a mob guy.
What's his name? Everybody tell me his name. He's also in the new Fantastic Four.
Jeremy White?
No. Yeah, Tina Table is a season 14 episode. Oh, okay, so that moved from 14 to 15.
Yeah.
Is what we're picking up what you're putting down there, Aaron. All right. Okay. Aaron, are you doing New York Comic Con? Let us know in the comments. Evan Moss Backrack? Something like that. But he's playing the guy that Bosco is trying to catch. I'll just give you the synopsis here. When Bosco goes to Bob needing to learn how to make a burger for an undercover mission to oust a criminal and burger joint owner Vincent Balicki, it becomes obvious that the sergeant is severely lacking in cooking knowledge. As Bob's family constantly halts any progress in Bob's lesson, Bosco, still unseasoned, goes to his interview only to meet with his potential criminal employer, again back at Bob's Burgers, for a spontaneous burger making test in the all-new To Catch a Beef. So there you go. Should be fun. Yeah, I don't really have any. I'm kind of just stalling at this point, but
if they pay my way,
Aaron,
if they pay my way, I'll go.
Oh, it's free, right? For talent, right? Do they just got to issue you a badge? But you do have to get up to New York, I guess, and that's a headache and a half. To Catch a Beef is next Sunday. Don't know if that one is the season finale episode because it's a week before the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm of the mind that the season finale that they showed was the season finale months ago. These are just leftover episodes shown out of order.
Yeah, I think so.
So as far as I'm concerned, we saw the season finale way back when. But yeah. All right. Unless there's anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on this one.
I think we're good.
All right. That has been another episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial one-stop destination for bento box information. Join us next week, Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. As always, I am Mike.
And I am JB, as it says here.
Yeah. Get you one from northwharf.threadless.com. And get your Abby shirts now. Bye.
See you guys.
Oh, no, that's the wrong video. Here we go.